Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this video we are going to check out on those price charts. And since a lot of you guys ask for some midterm analysis every now and then, okay, in today's video at first we are going to check out the overall possibility in the mid to long term in Ondo. And if you are a new viewer, I should tell you overall I am actually very optimistic. Why is that? From my point of view, there is a very high chance that in this initial bull run back in 2024, we had a beautiful A, B, C zigzag with all the subwaves, and starting from this point and not the highest high, we are having a correction structure, and it can be potentially in form of an A, B, C, either a running flat or maybe an expanded flat, depending on whether we are going to take this low about, let's say, 50 cents or not. If we are not going to take it, okay, this pattern is a running flat. If we are going to take it, it's called an expanded flat. And let's just take this one. The subwaves are going to be for both of the patterns pretty much the same. ABC down into A, let's just do this, okay, ABC or maybe a WXY on the upside into B, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. And then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure down into our C leg. And by the way, inside of this wave 5, 3, and also 1, you need to be able to find also 5 waves on the downside. Now let's go on the live chart and count some waves. So let's zoom on more. Okay, this is a beautiful A, B, C zigzag down into our initial A leg, followed by that another A, B, C up into wave B. And then the idea is from this high, we are on our way to complete a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure down. And the story from here moving forward gets a bit interesting. Why is that? Because at the moment in the short term in Ondo, we can consider two scenarios. One possibility suggests the final low in Ondo is actually already in right in here, and from here we're just going to continue setting higher highs and higher lows, meaning we're just going to go up and downsides are extremely limited. Scenario number 2 suggests, okay, the final low is not in, but we are going to have only and only another move down, and assuming that in that move we are not going to get a break of this important level, okay, we can say our move down is actually going to end right around the previous low, and then we are going to have a very strong bounce back. Which scenario is going to be in play? At the moment, I do not really have a good answer for you, and that's exactly why I have been checking out the recent move on the downside in every single video, because I think we are going to get a lot of answers in just this move down. Now let's go on H1 time frame. Okay, so you see the scenario suggesting that we're going to get another move down in Ondo says that from here we are having an A, B, C in form of a running flat into our wave 4, and this is actually going to be just another small move down into wave 5. On the other hand, the other possibility suggesting the final low is already in says that probably this is an A, B, C, D, E, a triangle structure toward this point into our wave 4, and this was our final move down into wave 5. And you probably know what I'm about to say. You see, if you want to argue that we're gonna have our final low around here, maybe this is like a very important support. Okay, off of the lowest low in this region, you need to be able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure on the upside. And if I just go on the live chart, as you can see, we also talked about this subject in the previous update. We are definitely having a beautiful impulse on the upside, starting from the lowest low about 66.5 cents. So this is definitely an optimistic sign, do not get me wrong. But again, from my point of view, the picture is right now a bit complicated. So what should we do? Again, I'm gonna say it, we should pay full attention to what is happening in this move on the downside. And if this is going to be a slow and choppy move down, which is a very important characteristic of a corrective movement, at that point, we can actually argue that in Ondo, who knows, maybe the final low is already in. And from these areas, we can have a very strong move on the upside and on a higher degree. The idea, according to that possibility, is basically we are having a 1, 2, and then big move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. So again, we need to pay full attention to the current move down. having said that, let's go on maybe like 15-minute time frame and see what is happening. Okay, so I think we can all agree this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure. This can be also another impulsive movement on the downside. And well, okay, so far we can say maybe this is just a simple ABC in form of a zigzag to about this point, followed by that. Either the low is already in, or maybe we're gonna have another move down, and it actually depends on whether in ONDO, in like very short term, maybe in the next 24 hours, we are going to take this low or not. If we see from here another move down, and in that move we take this low, at that point, finding an impulse in here is going to be a bit of a challenge, and we're gonna say, you know what, more likely than not, our move down is going to continue, and in that move, we're gonna take this low as well down here about, let's say, 80 cents, and let's hope that right in here we get a very strong bounce back. On the other hand, if the low of our short-term correction in ONDO is already in, then okay, I think the best bullish scenario that we can come up with is a series of 1-2s, meaning this can be a wave 1 followed by that, let's say to about here, a correction for wave 2, and then wave 3 and 4 and 5, which is going to on a higher degree into a wave 3, and then correction for 4, another move on the upside into wave 5. And again, the important invalidation point in this scenario is taking this important low right in here. So as long as we're not taking this low, I think we can be a bit optimistic in ONDO and say maybe from just a bit lower, we're gonna have some more big moves on the upside. And if we have this thing, okay, at that point, we can consider the overall optimistic scenario indicating, who knows, maybe the final low is already in. Now, personally, my ideal scenario in ONDO is if we get a move on the upside starting from the current point, or maybe a bit lower, not that important, in order to take this high right in here about, let's say, 91 cents. Why is that? Because that is going to kind of confirm that we are having a 3-wave movement in here and not an impulse, suggesting overall this whole move is a correction structure. And then from here, I want to see a relatively strong move on the downside in order for me to call this whole pattern possibly an ABC flat. And right in here, trust me, you are going to see me opening some beautiful long positions in ONDO, because at that point the risk to reward ratios are really going to make sense, and I'm going to hopefully make quite a bit of money. So for now, let's hope for something like this to happen, and if it doesn't, fair enough, I guess I am going to miss our final bottom in ONDO, but I'm not really going to be worried about that at all. I will manage to open some long positions during some pullbacks. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ONDO's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel, and also follow me on Twitter. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.